You Can't Be Bored, Part 2. Let me start off and propose a question to you. Who are you behind the scenes? Who are you behind closed doors? What actions do you take when you're all by yourself, when nobody is watching you? Because everything that's done in the dark will eventually come to the light. Everything that is hidden will be revealed. All secrets will be exposed. I remember growing up, my father used to say, if you cheat, you only cheating yourself. And he applied that to everything. He did not allow us to he cut my sister some slack. I'm always going to throw that in there a little bit. But me, my daddy was hard on me because he knew life was going to be hard on me. He knew I had to grow up and be a man. I remember him telling me, you can't get overwhelmed because as a man, you have to have the ability to overcome overwhelm. Because if you are going to be a man, if you're going to be a husband, if you're going to be a covering, a protector, a provider, a priest to the home and a family, your wife and your children, you can't get overwhelmed. You have to stay strong. But that's another message. Back to You Can't Be Bored, Part 2. My father used to say, if you cheat, you're only cheating yourself. And he applied that to every area of life. Even making up my bed as a child. Don't do it halfway. Do it all the way. Don't halfway make up your bed. Don't cut corners. Because if you start off that way, you want to start how you want to finish. How you start is how you finish. How you start something is how you're going to finish it. So he made sure that I started everything with full force effort, full enthusiasm, and completed the task. I also applied that to sports. If you cheat yourself, you're only cheating yourself. If you cheat, you're only cheating yourself. If you cheat, you're cheating yourself. You're giving half effort to yourself. You can't get better doing stuff halfway. You can't get better sneaking around. You can't get better lying. You can't get better trying to cheat, trying to scam people. It's not going to work. So have some integrity about yourself in everything that you do. Because my point is, as a professional let's go back. Let's rewind the tape all the way back. As an amateur bodybuilder, my goal was to become a professional. So what I did was I said, how can I act as a professional now? So I did not have an amateur mindset. I had a professional mindset even as an amateur. What that meant was I didn't miss workout days because I knew if I missed a day, I wouldn't get that opportunity back again. So that's what my discipline was. If I miss this day of working out, it's going to throw my whole schedule off and I can never get it back. I can never get this day back. That's why your goal should be to live every single day to the fullest. Because if you don't, you cannot get that day back. You can never get it back ever again. So I wanted to make sure that I gave everything my all. And that's another thing that my father always said. Give it your all. He always said, RD, go hard. Go hard. Give it everything you have. Don't hold back. So You Can't Be Bored, Part 2, because you should always be taking part and participating in disciplined, progressive actions, which don't give you time to partake in undesired desires. What I mean is, let's work on eliminating our bad habits, our vices, and our sins. Because when you're alone, if you experience the temporary feeling of loneliness, you'll try to bring something there with you. Whether it's alcohol, whether it's weed, whether it's pornography, whether with the women, I'm just going to say it, it's y'all sex toys. Because I'm real. I'm shooting straight. I'm 38 years old now. I'm not holding back. So I'm shooting straight at you. Whatever it is, in your loneliness, you're never alone because you're bringing something in there with you. So whatever vice, whatever, if it's scrolling social media, whatever, it doesn't have to be something that's super detrimental or harmful. It's just something that is a time waster or comfort food. It could be emotional eating. You're bringing something with you in an attempt to fill the void of your loneliness where you can pull yourself out of that by participating in a productive activity. You can get up, you can take a walk, you can go outside, get some sunshine. You can choose to eat something healthy to make you feel better. You can call a true friend, Not letting that loneliness hit and you calling Tyrone. Don't call Tyrone. You getting that loneliness and you calling your ex-boo, your ex-boyfriend. You spinning the block. You going backwards, calling people from your past when you need to be going forward and looking at who God has placed in your life for your future. So you can't be bored and you can't allow yourself to become overwhelmed with a temporary emotional feeling of loneliness. Because you're never truly alone if you have a true relationship with the Most High and His Son, Yeshua. So what you need to work on is, what do I do when I'm so-called bored? Do I have books that I'm reading? Do I have certain podcasts that I'm listening to? Do I have certain positive YouTube videos that I'm listening to that can encourage me and pull me out of this state of anxiety and loneliness and depression? What am I doing for myself to take responsibility and accountability to help feed and nurture my soul and my spirit, where your soul is your mind, your will, your emotions, your decision making? What are the things that you fall into when you experience loneliness? So that way you have self-awareness. You know yourself. You know, okay, if I feel like this, I have a tendency to lean towards this to try to make me feel better, but it really doesn't, because after I do it, I feel worse, and then I have regret, and then I beat myself up, and then I feel bad, and now you're going through this whole vicious cycle. So you need to realize and recognize, what is your cycle? What is the thing, the trap that you fall into that the enemy sets for you, and then you feel stuck. And now you got to pull yourself out and make you feel better, because you started here, you engaged in an undesired desire, and now you're even here, you're even lower, because now you're feeling the pain of regret, where what you could have done was open the door to discipline, and you would have ended up raised your vibration and your energy and ended up on a higher level. So you have to change course and replace a bad habit with a good habit, but you must be intentional. And being intentional means that you take whatever steps whatever is necessary, by any means necessary. If you have to write it down, make a note to yourself, making a calendar. I know what helps me is keeping a schedule. Scheduling, I'm doing this at this time, this at this time, this at this time, this time. That way I don't get off track. Give yourself daily assignments. I need to read, I need to work out, I need to eat right, I need to drink water. That's okay. It's not a problem with setting reminders for yourself. There's no problem with setting alarms. There's no problem with putting yourself on a schedule, because what you have to do, even as an adult, you have to parent yourself and you have to guard your gates. You have to take control over yourself. You need to control your mind. You cannot allow your mind to wander and control you. You have to control your thoughts. You take possession and take the reins and pull it back in, and take the reins of the thoughts that are yours and discard the thoughts that are not, because every thought is not of you. I'll give you a perfect example. I use this example all the time. You're watching TV, a fast food commercial comes on. You weren't even hungry, but that commercial stimulated your senses, and it's not even real. It's a picture on a screen. That's how powerful images are. That's why I control what I look at. Because you see an image of a fat, juicy burger from Rally's on TV, and now you're like, oh my God, I want a disgusting Rally's burger, but it looks so good on this picture. Now you're salivating and you can even smell it. Because now the image has connected your senses to your past, because you've tried it before and you remember what it tastes like. You remember what it smells like. So now your senses are engaged just by a picture on a screen, something artificial. It's not even real. So be cognizant and be conscious and be careful about what you watch, because it definitely has an impact on you. So how can you overcome boredom and loneliness? You have to take charge of yourself. You have to put yourself on a schedule. You have to be intentional about your day. Plan your day the night before. That's what something else my father instilled in us. If you get ready today, you don't have to worry about your tomorrows. You prepare for your tomorrows today. So get everything set up today. I am available for consultations and coaching calls. Send me a DM. We can schedule. It's $100. I ain't cheap, because the information that I have to give you has value, and it's your life and you're worth it. Under 10 minutes, I'm out. I holla.